so we are going to start with an example and get more math. So I want to show you what it looks like first. So when you're drawing a line of best fit, you want your points to be a bullseye. And what I'm going to demonstrate what that means. So looking at this one, we want to start with the y-intercept. So where do y'all think the y-intercept should be?
Probably on the Y side.
At 0 or 1?
1.
1? Okay. So when you put a dot, you want it to be exactly. So me looking over your shoulder, and I'm to the right of you, am I going to be able to see it as well as you can?
No.
No. So you want to make sure that needs to be a bullseye. So it needs to be right in the middle. So how does that one look?
It looks perfect.
I think it looks pretty good too. Okay, so I'm going to check that. And then I need one other point. So what you don't want to do, you don't want to make your point like right there. What is the coordinates of that point?
Stupid.
Exactly. Totally agree. You're not going to be able to get it. It's going to be a decimal. You're going to have to estimate it. So when I move it, it moves the point up or down. Okay? So let's look. So tell me about that line. Is that kind of in between?
Yes.
Really?
No.
Sure. Yes. It's not like that.
Well, I mean, I've got points above and points below. I'm not loving that. Let me see. So can I go up or down and do any better?
Yes. You're down.
Okay. So if I go down all the way, what kind of line do I now have?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you want me to go down. So I got a horizontal line. So down's not going to work. Can I go over and then up some? Okay. Would that be up enough? No. How about this?
Yes.
That looks pretty good. Okay. Am I a bullseye right there?
Just about, yeah.
But it's just about going to make it correct? No. It has to be a bullseye. So I want to go up. Now, is your line of best fit? Please stop talking. Is your line of best fit, Emily, put it down. Pay attention to this one problem. Is your line of best fit always going to be whole numbers? And the answer is no. It's not always going to be whole numbers. Not your line of best fit. Not when the computer does it for you. Does this one look pretty good? Yes? Okay, so I'm going to check it. And so then it wants me to write my equation. So to be able to write my equation, I need to find out what my y-intercept and my slope is. And notice I do have a grid up there. They were nice about that to a certain extent. So I have my M and B. So what's my B? Where did I put it? 1. Emily, are you with me? No, you're not. You're guessing. I guess you need that. Put you in the negative. Oh, and I put that on B, on M. Okay, so what's my B is 1, and my M is what? So I'm going up how many?
1.
To get to that point?
2.
2 and over 2, which equals 1. So what kind of 1?
Positive. Negative.
I know.
So positive or negative? How do you know if it's positive or
It's
negative?
negative because the line's going down.
It's negative because the line's going down. And you walk left to right just like you read left to right. So yes, it's negative. Okay, so my equation, therefore, is going to be y equals, so I did not check my line. There we go. So now it draws the line of best fit for us. Am I pretty close?
Yes.
I'm not bad. Okay, so, and then y equals negative x plus 1. So shift plus and 1. That's my equation. Did I have to put the 1 for the m? No. I do have to put the negative though. Okay, I got that right. And determine to the nearest integer. What does the integer mean?
X.
Nope. Nearest integer. What does integer mean?
It's not a fraction.
Get off your phone. I'm not asking you to do this. We're doing this. What does integer mean? Go ahead. Tell me what integer means. Does it mean round to the nearest tenth?
No.
No, it means round to the nearest what?
Tenth.
If
She just said.
it
She
said
said hundreds.
if it was tenths or hundreds or thousands, it would say that. So the nearest integer, and this is the first part on your note, is a whole number. Whole number. Okay? Nearest integer is a whole number. Okay.
On that fraction.
So where's the negative 800 at? X or Y? This problem is not on your paper. It is similar to the one on your paper. So I'm showing you what it looks like on Get More Math. Okay. Okay, so where the negative 800, where's it at? X or Y?
Do you think you're hard or something? No.
Okay, reminder, I'm recording this, Emily. Hush, y'all quit. This is all being recorded and will be uploaded. Again, for the fourth time, what is the negative 800? Is it my X or my Y?
It's your Y. It's your Y.
Y. So coordinates is X then Y. So where am I going to put that in for?
Y.
Y. So my equation is Y equals negative X plus 1. And so instead of a Y, I'm going to put negative 800.
Yeah.
Equals negative 8 plus 1. It is a two-step problem. What's the opposite of adding 1? Subtracting 1. Whatever you do on one side, you do to the other. Negative 800 minus 1. When the signs are alike, you add and keep the signs. What do we get? What is 800 plus 1? 801. What kind of 801?
8,000.
Nope. Negative. Because if I'm negative $800 in the bank isn't going to make me positive just because I write another hot check, right? Okay. So if the numbers are, if the signs are the same, you add and keep the sign. Equals what?
10 million.
What do I have left?
X.
What kind of X?
Negative.
Negative X. Okay, last step. What do we do? What's in front of X? Negative what? What number?
1.
1. Very good. So we're going to divide by negative 1. And so negative divided by negative is a positive, right? And so what's my answer? 801. Yeah. So 801, and I put a 9. 801 to the nearest integer. Do I need to label it? Nope, that's good. Okay. And I leveled up. Good job. Okay, so let's look at our notes. Okay, with that, I'm going to skip number 1. I can put it back up there after we get done just for time purposes. So I'm going to go to number 2. So number 1 was similar to the one we just did. And so number 2, I want you to use your popsicle stick and your pencil, and I want you to draw what you think your y-intercept should be. So you want it to be perfect, whatever you decide. So you want to use, what do you think? 200 or 400? What's going to be kind of more in the middle?
200.
So down here?
Yes.
No, 400.
No, yeah, 400. 400 is going to be way better. So we have, please stop. So B is 400. Is our slope positive or negative? Positive. Okay. And where do we want to put our next point?
What?
So these points, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you want it to be exactly on, the X needs to be exact. Because do you want to use 0.5?
No.
Stop. I'm not asking you again.
I didn't mean
Stand
to.
up back there.
I didn't mean to. I was putting my chair down.
Then quit rocking.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you want your X, you want it to be exactly on the line. And it can be negative or positive. So, where do y'all think?
Nobody wants to answer.
So if we're 3 and what?
3 and
So we've got 800 or 900. So here is 3 and 800. 900. It's really not bad. What would
That's 1,000.
3 and 1,000 be?
2 billion.
Yeah, a little bit too much. So let's go. I think we're gonna go with 900. So 3 and actually that's not 900. That's 1,000. Sorry. I know. Okay. So then we're gonna draw our line of best fit. And of course, on Get More Math, it'll do it for you, which is kind of neat because you can move up the line and kind of look at it, and you can get it wrong. I got it wrong on helping. So, our slope, how do we find the slope then? So our slope is rise over what? Rise over run. And it's the change of y over the change of x. So if I don't make it a bullseye, if I don't make that point exact, then you're gonna have to estimate it. You're gonna have to be a decimal. So it's gonna make finding the slope a lot harder. Okay, so if I'm going to 400 to 1,000, how far up did I go?
2 billion.
So what is 1,000 minus 400?
800. 700.
What is 10 minus 4?
600.
6. So 1,000 minus 400 is 600. So I'm going up 600 and over to, where am I at? What's between 2 and 4? 3. Okay, so what is 600 divided by 3? 200. Okay, so what would my equation be?
3,000.
Y equals, what's my slope? L, what'd you get? What's the slope?
I don't know.
My M, what does M mean? Slope, okay? So my question is how do we not know when we have M is over, rise over run, and we just said our slope is what? 200. What's our slope? 200. Paying attention, yes, I agree. And then after the slope is your X plus what? 400. Okay. Determine the missing number. So this time, what do we have? X or Y? X. We have the X. It goes X, then Y. So the example we did on the board, we had the Y. So this one we have the X. So if you're using your calculator, you want to go to your table set and change your X to negative, or change your start to negative 200. But otherwise, you do 200 times negative 200 plus 400, and that equals your Y value. Okay, what do you get? So 200 times negative 200 plus 400.
Negative 3967.
Yeah. So, is that hard to do? No, you just gotta put it in the calculator. You just gotta do it. And so if I put negative, so I'm going way far. Here's my line. I'm going way far over to the left. Does it make sense that I've got a big negative number? Yeah. Okay, so let's see how we compared to the computer. So the computer put in our line of best fit at 192.2 and 395.3. Are we that far off? No, not bad. Okay, but the further you are from the, so we had 200x plus 400 and 192.2x plus 395.3. Okay, so let's see what the calculator, let's put in that negative 200 again. So I'm gonna go second table set. And I'm gonna start at negative 200 and let's look at our answers. So I'm at 39,000 versus negative 38,000, pretty close. So we're about, what, 400 off? So is that a lot? No, it's not a lot, but if you were trying to aim something, if you were 400 feet off, would that be a lot? Could be. So rounding does make a difference. So if you were trying to predict, if you were a business person and you were trying to predict the cost of something, would you want to estimate it like we just did? Or would you want some true data and let the computer give you the line of best fit?
Data.
The true data. You want to be closer, because if you're just estimating, then you could be quite far off. Okay. Flip it over. And this one is not a line, but a what? Array. Why? Starts with the y-intercept. How many quadrants do we have? One. Do we have any negatives? No. And the good thing, Get More Math will make it automatically start at array. That's kind of nice. So, could you start at 40 something? Yes. But again, if you started at 40 something, you're going to be doing what? Starts with an E. Do you know exactly what you're going to have?
No.
No, you're going to be estimating. Very good. Estimate. So, I would start at 40 or 50. What do y'all think?
40.
So let's look. Let's look at the two. So if we start at 40, we're going to have to make our line fairly steep to be able to include everything.
That's right.
So I think 50 is going to be better, honestly. So the good thing about it, so once you do your final check, your line's there, period. It's there. You can't undo it. So after you do your first check, before you do your second check, make sure it's what you want. If it's not, delete it. Okay, and then, so we want to be at a solid point. So is my line, am I in between the points? Am I going up high enough, or do I need to go up higher? Higher. So I was looking at 5 and 90. So how about 4 and 90? Is that kind of more in between? Yeah. I kind of like 4 and 90. What do y'all think?
Yeah.
Okay. So 4 and 90. So I have 0 and 50 and 4 and 90. So making a table, especially if you're estimating at all, is helpful to find your slope. So I'm going to draw my line of best fit, and that's why we got the popsicle sticks. And why do we have popsicle sticks instead of rulers?
Because they're cheaper.
Yeah, and guess what happened to all my rulers last year?
You got stolen, brother.
You are correct. Okay, so what's the change from 50 to 90?
20.
No,
No, just kidding.
close.
40.
40. And 0 to 4 is 4. Is our line going up or down? Up, so our slope is positive. So is it 40 over 4 or 4 over 40? It's correct, the change of y over the change of x, so 40 over 4 equals what? 10. Very good. And of course my y-intercept was, I used 50. So my equation is y equals 10x plus 50. And use your equation to determine how many doubles there will be after 17 months. So what is the 17 months? X or Y? X. And how do I know? From the graph. My X is on the bottom. So I'm going to put 17 in for what? X. So 10 times 17 plus 50. What do we get?
220.
I agree. 170 plus 53, yep, 220. Good job. So 2 ways you could do that. You can always put them in y equals and then look for when x equals 17. And vice versa, if you are looking for the y, then you'd have to look at your y on your table. Questions? Okay.